What if I told you that most YouTube channels are leaving at least 80% of their potential revenue on the table? It sounds crazy, but that's exactly what I discovered after years of testing different monetization strategies. And the system I developed not only built my channel to over 1 million subscribers, but it consistently generates multiple six figures monthly, and it's transformed the businesses of dozens of my clients too. Take Wiz of Ecom, who 10x'd his subscribers and closed over 100K worth of deals after implementing this approach. Or Felix, who went from a 7-figure YouTube channel to building an 8-figure business that does over 1 million in revenue every month. And the craziest part is these results came from making simple but critical adjustments to content strategy and monetization that anyone can implement. Yes, even if you're starting from zero. And look, I get it. The internet is packed with YouTubers promising the moon and delivering nothing. Most advice you can look up on AI really easily. It's the same advice you're going to hear in every other video. And even if the advice does work, it's probably going to lead to you getting a channel that gets views and subscribers, but doesn't make money. But I'm not here to sell you the dream. I'm here to give you the exact step-by-step system that's printing money for me and my clients right now. It's not magic, it's not complicated, but it is different from what most experts are teaching. So if you appreciate me making this type of video on how to actually turn YouTube views into 6 figures plus monthly, go ahead and gently tap that like button and let's jump into it right now. Now, when I first started on YouTube, I was all over the place. One day I'd make videos about cryptocurrency. The next day it would be about Mark Cuban's investments, then saving money, grant writing, college degrees, just an absolute mess. I had no focus, and I was what most YouTube experts would call a total disaster. In fact, I was way worse than most of the clients that I work with now. But then something interesting happened. My college degree videos suddenly took off. So I doubled down on that content, and my channel grew 10 times faster. But here's what nobody tells you. Yes, you should double down on the topics that work, and you should select niches that get a lot of views. But at the end of the day, you are the niche. Think of it like being Anthony Bourdain. He wasn't just a food show host. He covered culture, politics, travel, and history. People tuned in for him, not the topic. He was the niche, right? The show was a food show technically, but people watched the show because of him. Think of Joe Rogan. One day he's interviewing a physicist, the next day a comedian, then an MMA fighter. And his audience doesn't care about the category. They care about him. And that's the power of being the niche. Now, most people spend months agonizing over picking the perfect niche. And then they'll pick a niche and they'll end up naming their channel something incredibly specific. And it's kind of all the easiest way to choose your niche is to not choose a niche at all. Instead, create what I call a hybrid personal brand. Because when you create a personal brand, you become the niche. People watch your videos because they care about your opinion and what you have to say. And don't get me wrong, at first you will have a seasonal focus. You will be focusing on certain topics that get more views and certain topics that your audience actually wants to see. But it's a seasonal focus, and if you want to, you can change it. Just look at PewDiePie. One video is about video games, the next about his son, then he talks about Japan, and then even meme reviews, etc. And he can do this because he is the niche. And I remember before I created my Shane Hummus channel, the channel with 1 million subscribers that took off, I created a bunch of other channels that were super specific because I kept on getting this advice to niche down. And so I created channels about pharmacy because I was a pharmacy student at the time. I created channels about studying because I was spending a lot of time studying. There was one time where I created a business about hyperhidrosis, which is basically where you have excessive sweating. And this is a problem that I had when I was younger. And the problem is your chances of success with any specific business is actually relatively low. And even if you do succeed, you're probably going to get bored with that business at some point and you're going to want to pivot. And you are a living, breathing human being that changes over time. And luckily, in the modern day, you can design your business like that as well. And that's what the hybrid personal brand is all about. Your hybrid personal brand is your golden goose, and then you lay the golden eggs that are the businesses that you can sell. All right, quick break. This Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'm doing a one-time only workshop where I talk about how to get money quickly with AI. And you can check it out down in the description and the pinned comment below. I'm gonna be showing you this new opportunity. It's completely free and it's amazing whether you basically want to use it to get a better job, use it to network, use it to make some passive income, start a side hustle, make a full-time income, or even start a full-on business. It works incredibly well with all of those, and it's completely free. And at this workshop, I'm gonna be giving away my profitable niche predictor GPT. This is a GPT-powered piece of software that I've been working on for quite some time now. Been trained on thousands of hours of my teaching, coaching, consulting sessions, etc. And so you don't have to spend months or years trying to figure out how to find a profitable niche. You can find it in a matter of minutes or even seconds in some case, because it can literally tell you right away if a specific niche that you're thinking about will be profitable or not. And I'm gonna be giving this away one time only at the workshop. So make sure you show up, click the link in the description of the pinned comment below. And when you're done registering, make sure to click on add this to your calendar so it'll show up in your Google, Apple, or Outlook calendar. So you can make sure that you won't miss the chance to grab the profitable niche predictor GPT. And you'll also be able to ask me questions live. So I look forward to meeting you. See you Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the link in the description of the pinned comment below. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Now, the simplest way to create a hybrid personal brand is to just simply use your first and last name. But you might be thinking, Shane, if I use my name as my brand, I can't sell it later. Actually, wrong. You can always build a business using your hybrid personal brand, then sell it. And people have done this a million times. I mean, look outside of YouTube. Some of the biggest brands in the world. Ford, that came from Henry Ford. If you look at YouTube, big YouTubers like Doug DeMuro used his personal brand to get a ton of views. And then he created a website called carsandbids.com, promoted it with his YouTube channel, and then sold it for $80 million. And look at the richest person in the world right now, Elon Musk. He became the richest man in the world by investing in his personal brand. He is the golden goose, and then he has like 17 different companies, and he can always sell parts of those companies and make money. And that's how he became the richest man in the world. Now, the crazy thing is, it isn't just beginners that have issues with their niche. I talked to intermediates and even advanced business owners that are still struggling with their niche now. And basically 95% of your struggle will be over if you just simply use a hybrid personal brand. Now, I know you might be thinking, Shane, this sounds great, but is my niche actually any good, right? The niche that I'm talking about currently, right at this moment, is it any good? Now, I get this question all the time, so I created something special for you. I took all of our YouTube principles and real world examples, and I trained a custom AI with them, and I built what I call the Niche Validator GPT. It's a chatbot that will analyze your niche idea and rate it from 1 to 10 based on actual data from successful channels. So, do you want to know if your niche has profit potential? Do you want to know if it's too saturated? Do you want to know if it has enough search volume? Well, this tool will tell you pretty much instantly. So just click the link in the description and access the Niche Validator GPT for free. And use it right now before you waste months on a niche that's doomed from the start. So just as an example, Kevin submitted his channel and asked if woodworking was a valid niche, right? He wanted to know if he could actually make money in woodworking. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and type in woodworking for Kevin here. And you can see that it says it's a solid start, but we need to do more. So it'll literally prompt you and ask you all of the information that you need to type in. And basically, we're gonna tell it that we want to teach people how to actually make money with woodworking. Right, so obviously we're doing it for fun because woodworking is a lot of fun, but we also want people to actually treat it as a side hustle and be able to make some money with it. And then you see it asks here, what type of person this is, right? Are they a hobbyist? Are they a side hustler? Are they like a stay-at-home parent? Are they a retiree? And we're gonna type here that they're already woodworking hobbyists, so they already have some familiarity with woodworking, and or they're a side hustler, so they're somebody who wants to make money with woodworking. And then it's asking if we want to make like physical products and sell them online, and we really don't want to do that. That's actually quite difficult to do, although that could be an option. But I just know from Kevin's situation he doesn't want to do that. So instead we're gonna pick the digital option. So essentially selling like digital woodworking options or tutorials on how to make certain pieces like chairs, etc., that people would want to buy. So we'd either be selling a course or a coaching program. So now the Niche GPT has created what I like to call a niche hypothesis statement. And it goes like this: I help X do Y by Z. In this particular case, it's I help hobbyists and side hustlers make money with woodworking by teaching them how to create and sell digital woodworking plans for passive income. And it gives it a niche rating of 9.2 out of 10, and it tells you the pros and cons of doing this niche. So is this the perfect niche ever? No, but it's a really good place to start, and you can evolve over time, tweak things, change things, and then slowly change your niche hypothesis statement. And by the way, your niche hypothesis statement should be on your banner, and it should also be in your About section on your YouTube channel, because this is gonna allow people to immediately see exactly what you do, who you are, and how you can help them. So again, check out the Niche GPT down in the description and the pinned comment below. All right, so this is where it gets really good. I call this the icon method, and I named this after the investor Carl Icahn. And this method is responsible for most of the viral videos I've ever made, either directly or indirectly. Now, I was browsing YouTube one day and I found this video about college degrees. And it had over 700,000 views, and it came from a channel with about 10,000 subscribers. So that's over a 70-to-1 ratio of views to subscribers. Then I noticed that the thumbnail was really bad. It was actually just a still shot of the video. And then I clicked on the video and it looked like it was filmed with a potato from 2007. The sound was terrible. The guy was just ranting with no script. I think he was even drinking alcohol. And the door in the back of the video was in better focus than his face. But the video had 700,000 views. And I thought to myself, wow, it's from a small channel, so he doesn't have like a big audience to share the video with that already know, like, and trust him. And the video itself is bad. Plus the thumbnail, the title, the intro are either bad or mediocre. So what made this video take off? And after thinking about it for a minute, I realized it's the idea. There are millions of people out there that are frustrated with the education system in the US, and college degrees, especially overly expensive ones, is something that a lot of people are pissed off about. And people were so angry about that topic, and they were so emotional, and they felt so strongly about that topic that they were willing to click on a video, even though the title, thumbnail, and intro were pretty bad, and they were willing to watch a significant amount of the video, even though it was badly made. And so I thought, if I steal one thing from this video, which is just the idea, and then I make a good video on it, hopefully it'll do really well. And so I tried it. I made a video with a different title, different thumbnail, different intro, and completely different information inside the video. And it became my most successful video ever, and it now has over 4 million views. And this is kind of like finding a house in an amazing neighborhood that's selling for dirt cheap because it just looks like the location, or the idea, is proven valuable, but the execution, the condition of the house, sucks. So you can buy it, renovate it, and you've got instant equity without the risk of building in an unproven area. So here's how it works. 1, find YouTube videos that are objectively bad from small channels that somehow have tons of views. These videos are proof of concept that the idea itself is killer, even if the execution sucks. And the idea is the most important thing that will make or break your video. Then second, steal only the idea, not the execution, not the title, not the thumbnail, and then make it better. So the magic of this method is you're never the first person to try an idea. You're the second, after somebody else has already proven that it works. And this increases your chances of success from less than 1% to sometimes 5, 10, or even 30% or more. So don't waste time being original, be effective. Now let's talk about what I call the Holy Trifecta: your thumbnail, title, and intro. And this is your first impression, and most people f it up completely. Now, I once spent hours creating what I thought was an amazing video about financial literacy. Deep research, great points, well edited, and it got barely any views. And this was the video right here. I put over 100 hours worth of effort into this video, and it bombed. Then I made a quick video about college degrees that create the most millionaires. And in this video, I literally was just reacting to an article on a website. It took me about 30 minutes to make, and it got hundreds of thousands of views. Now, I use the icon method for both of these videos, so that's not what the problem was. The problem was my expression on the thumbnail. I made a shocked face on the thumbnail, and then the title was Stock Market for Beginners Free Course. And I realized that this shocked face was completely incongruent with the title and the intro, right? Shocked faces make a lot more sense if the title or the intro is negative. But because of the fact that this was a positive video, it was me basically telling people, how to invest in the stock market for beginners, it was incongruent. And that's one of the main reasons why this video didn't do well. So keep in mind that your thumbnail, title, and intro all need to be congruent to each other, and they all need to be good on their own. So the thumbnail, for instance, is 90% emotional, 10% logical. It's the first thing that people see, so you need to catch their attention. You need high quality photos where your eyes are clearly visible, specifically the whites of your eyes. Now, the 3 emotions, generally speaking, that get the most clicks are the shocked, scared face, the serious, disappointed face, and the happy, confident face. Although this will be different depending on what niche you're in and probably the time period as well. So basically just try to see what's working in your niche and then make emotional expressions on your face that are similar to what's working. And keep it simple, 2 to 3 colors max, minimal text, 2 to 4 words at most, and never repeat words from your thumbnail in your title. Now, speaking of your title, this should be 50% emotional and 50% logical. So put keywords close to the beginning for SEO purposes, but also make the title curiosity inducing. Now, if you're not familiar with what SEO is, it's basically the keywords that you use in your title so that when people search certain things, your video is likely to show up. So for instance, you'll notice on my main channel, I often use remote jobs or work from home jobs in my titles, and they're usually pretty close to the beginning of the sentence. However, you also want to make your title attractive. So you don't want to just load it up with keywords. And this is called the Moneyball method. And this comes from the movie Moneyball. And it's basically a way of saying you have a chance of hitting a home run because your title is attractive. But if you don't hit a home run, you'll at least get on base, aka get views from search. And this is a way of getting you views from both browse and search at the same time. Now your intro needs to address the promise of your title and thumbnail immediately. And you also want to keep it under 30 seconds. Now there are 4 main types of intros that I like to use. The first one is the straight into it intro. This is where you literally just repeat the title and then you get into the content. The second is the breaking common beliefs intro. This is where you challenge what people think that they know. The third is the social proof intro, where you either demonstrate that you're an expert by showing them that you're good at whatever you're talking about, or you show that other people want to hear about your opinion. So for instance, you could show comments from people on a previous video, or you can show an email from someone asking for this content. And then fourth is the new style intro, where you tie it to some type of current event or a recent statistic or something that just happened. So one client started doing this, and this is where they were before they started doing this. That's where the arrow is. And then right after they started doing this is when their channel started growing. And they grew from getting about 3,000 subscribers a month all the way to 17,000 subscribers a month by doing this. So this is super powerful stuff. So what you can do to make sure that this is good is you can screenshot your title and your thumbnail, and then screenshot a transcript of your intro, throw it into ChatGPT, and then use this prompt. And basically you're asking it if the thumbnail, title, and intro are congruent, and you're asking it to give you a score from 1 to 10. And listen, it's not going to replace like a professional YouTube coach, but it's better than trust me, bro, or just throwing stuff against the wall until something sticks. All right, so here's the part where people waste an insane amount of time. When I started, I'd spend 40 plus hours on a single video trying to make it perfect. Then I made a video in just 3 hours about useless college degrees, the one we talked about before, and it became my biggest hit ever with millions of views. Quantity beats quality when you're starting out, and you have to put in the reps. And it's kind of like going to the gym. If you go to the gym consistently 3 times a week, and somebody else goes to the gym once a month, even if they put 100% effort into going to the gym and they just do like the best workout ever, at the end of a year, you are going to be in way better shape and you're probably going to be lifting a lot more weight than them. Because when you're first beginning, it's all about consistency. You have to go to the gym consistently and you have to just build the muscle of making content. And you're going to get better at making content. And the funny thing is, after a year of doing this, if both of you maxed out, you would be able to lift a heck of a lot more than them. Heck, even if you only gave 80% effort, you'd still be lifting way more than them. So it's better to focus on the things that actually matter and give it 80% effort and do it consistently than to spend 10 times more time making a single video and giving 100% effort. Because at the end of the day, in any type of business, there's an element of luck. And you can think of business almost like trying to shoot a half-court shot in basketball. Even if you're the best half-court shooter in the world, you're still probably only going to hit it like 20% of the time. And if you're just average or bad at shooting half-court shots, you'll hit it around 5% of the time. But if you shoot 10 half-court shots and the other person only shoots 1 of them, you still have a way higher chance of actually scoring. So you have to consistently make content, especially when you're first beginning. Now, down the line, once you figured out what content works really well for your channel, you can make the decision to make less videos and make them better. Now, when it comes to actually making the content, you really need to understand that all educational content is essentially a listicle, whether you call it that or not. Think about it. How-tos, step-by-steps, tutorials, they're basically just a list of steps that when you do them, they accomplish some sort of outcome. Documentaries are a series of events that you cover throughout the video. And books are just a series of chapters. And when you start thinking of content like a list or a listicle, it becomes a lot easier to make. Now, there are basically 3 different types of scripts that you can make. There's opinion-based, fact-based, and hybrid-based scripts. Now, opinion-based scripts or listicles are basically your expert opinion. And this is very hard to outsource, and you can only do this if you are actually an expert. Fact-based listicles are basically research-driven content, and these are relatively easy to outsource, but you're probably gonna have to bring something else to the table, like you're gonna have to make the video more entertaining or present it in a different way than other people do. Then you have hybrid scripts that combine facts with your opinions. And this is kind of the best of both worlds. And there's a very quick formula for making really good scripts that I use. And it's basically the 3-step 30-minute script formula. So after you've picked your video idea and you've come up with the title, you're going to spend about 10 minutes doing research on the actual script. Then you're going to spend another 10 minutes outlining the script. So you're going to put that information in the order that you want to present it in. So just as a joke for the purposes of this video and for demonstration, we're going to be choosing a topic of using memes for marketing. So the video will be called How to Use Memes for Marketing. And of course, if you have experience with this like I do, it could come from you, but I'm just going to assume you don't have any experience. So you could throw this into an AI like ChatGPT or Claude and ask it to do some research on the topic. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. And we'll use this prompt. So it came up with some research here, and some of the stuff I don't really like, but some of the stuff I do like. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the stuff that I do like and tell it to make an outline out of that. So I'm literally just going to copy and paste it and then tell it to make an outline using this prompt. Okay, so it's made the outline here, and at this point, what I would typically do is add in anecdotes, stories, analogies, etc. So things that would basically personalize it, right? Things that come from my life that AI can't do. And so I might tell it to, tell a story about Bird Box, like the first time I watched Bird Box, because they used meme marketing to market on Bird Box. So I'm going to just put a little bit of a note in there. And I'm also going to tell it to put in an anecdote about how I've used memes in some of my most successful videos to make them go viral. For instance, the most useless degrees has a few memes in it. And obviously I'd usually spend a little bit more time on this part, but just for the purposes of this video, we're going a little fast. So I'd fill that out until I think that it's, actually personalized. So it's not just AI made up, right? And then we're going to go ahead and use this prompt to actually write it. Now, just for the purposes of this video, we're keeping the prompt very simple. My students, for instance, have access to like custom GPTs and custom prompts, but this prompt is relatively simple and it'll create a relatively good output. And then we're going to see what the output is. So I'm going to click go right now. And done, right? No overthinking, no perfectionism. That is a relatively good script that you can present to bring value to the market. And that is exactly what one of my students did, where they literally started a business and made their first $10,000 within 18 days of launch without even reaching 1,000 subs. They utilized AI right when it first came out. And in fact, they didn't even have as good of prompts as we have now. And they started making content on that and they made money immediately. So stop trying to be perfect and start putting out content consistently. And yes, I realize that you're probably gonna, change things and have your own style, but don't overthink it, right? Just get content out there. And this is the part that everyone gets wrong. Most creators think AdSense is the main way to make money on YouTube. And that's why most YouTubers are broke as hell. Now, I was making a few thousand from AdSense and I thought I was doing well. Then I realized that top creators were making 100 times more from their channels through strategic monetization. And I completely changed my approach and I started selling high ticket coaching programs and other products. And I went from making like 5 to 10K per month to over 100K per month with the exact same channel and almost the same amount of views as well. And this is all possible because of the monetization funnel. Now, at the top of the funnel, you're gonna have what's known as top of funnel content. And this is gonna be more mass market content where you get a lot of views, but very few of those views are going to be your perfect avatar, the person that would actually buy a high ticket product from you. And to these types of people, that's fine. Those people can still buy affiliate products, for instance, right? So if you have some type of software that you're using that would be useful to them, there's a good chance that they're going to buy that. So they're not buying from you per se, they're buying your affiliate products or your sponsorships that you put on your channel. And the conversion rates are going to be very low, but you just get so many people that even if a tiny amount of them buy, you still end up making money. Then going down the funnel, you've got your low ticket digital products. So this could be something like a low ticket membership or a low ticket course or some type of, resume templates or thumbnail templates, etc. Even a low ticket course. And you might sell these for somewhere between $100 and $300. Then moving down, you've got your medium ticket courses. And these are typically going to be anywhere from $3,000 to $3,000. And then you've got your high ticket products. The only people that are going to buy these are people who are hyper specific, right? The exact type of people who you're trying to help. And this is going to be $3,000 plus, and it can go all the way up to like $300,000. Now, my two favorite ways to monetize are all the way at the top, AdSense plus affiliate marketing, and then all the way at the bottom, high ticket products. I think those are the two best ways to monetize. The reason I like AdSense plus affiliate marketing is because it's incredibly passive And there's a very low barrier to entry. You're simply recommending products and services that people are already likely going to use anyways. Just as an example of that, some products and services that I've recommended in the past are using vidIQ for YouTube or using Go High Level for your funnel. And there's a good chance that most business owners are either already using those or they're very likely going to use those in the future. And if they want to give me a little bit of a thank you, they can just use my link and click on it. And then I'll get a very small percentage of the sale. And I'll put those links down in the description in the pinned comment below if you want to check them out. But the truth is, at any given time in any given market, only about 3% of people are ready to buy high ticket products right now. And so you can monetize the 97% of people that aren't ready to buy high ticket products with AdSense and affiliate marketing. And then those that are ready to buy your coaching, your service, your agency, etc., those people you get on the phone and you sell them a high ticket product. Now, one thing that I want to mention here is AdSense alone is never enough. You should be making anywhere from 5 to 100 times more through proper monetization. Now, there are other ways to monetize, of course. For instance, you could create your own software. That's pretty complicated and pretty big brain. I do have a few clients that have created their own software and they sell it using YouTube, but they're super smart and that's extremely technical, and they also have teams of people. And I'm guessing like 99% of people watching this video don't want to do that. But the monetization sources that have worked over and over again for myself and my clients are AdSense, affiliate marketing, and high ticket products and services. Some of my clients also sell courses, but that's usually a lifestyle choice. They know that they're leaving a lot of money on the table, and they sell courses because of the fact that they want to have a passive income or lifestyle business. And courses are less work than a coaching program, an agency, or a service. Now, the crazy part is, and this is the part that a lot of people don't believe, for beginners, high ticket is actually easier than low ticket, and it's better. Think about it like this. If you sell a $5,000 one-on-one coaching program, you only need 2 clients a month to make it to 10K per month. So if you make super niche, super specific content, and you get 1 client for every 1,000 views, that means you only need to get 2,000 views a month to make $10,000 a month. And that's exactly what countless amounts of people are doing on YouTube right now. Whereas if you have a low ticket product, you're probably gonna have to get hundreds of thousands of views and get hundreds of sales. So high ticket is easier than low ticket to make money. You're solving real problems for real people with real money. One of my clients, for instance, makes less than $1,000 a month from AdSense, but over $100,000 a month from other revenue sources. So they're making over 100 times more than AdSense alone. And you might be thinking, well, Shane, how about I just do all the business models? I have, affiliate marketing, sponsorships, I've got a software, I've got a low ticket product, a medium ticket product, and a high ticket product. Won't I make more money because I'm capturing more of the market? Not unless you're an absolute marketing god. It's much better to just have one main product, which is your high ticket product, and then maybe also do some affiliate marketing. And then once in a while, if you have a sponsor that you really like, you can do a sponsorship video. Because chances are, if you have too many products, you're gonna be putting equal amount of focus into all of them when you should just be putting all of your focus into the one that makes the most money.
Quick break. This video is sponsored by me. Most of you don't know that I actually have my own coaching program on personal branding and then growing and making money on YouTube. And this is good for complete beginners, maybe even people who just want to get a job by growing their personal brand, all the way up to people who are very advanced on YouTube. And they get to work directly with myself and my team to help them reach their goals. Now, we are opening up 3 to 5 spots, and this is pretty rare. We usually don't have these open. We usually only limit them to select people, but we're opening up 3 to 5 spots, and you can check those out down in the description and the pinned comment below. And in this program, you'll get to work directly with myself and other people who are highly successful on YouTube. Just as an example, Sean was able to go all the way from being stuck, not making very much money on his channel, to making over $500,000 a month. Now, that's an example of one of my more advanced students, but there's lots of examples of people who started off from scratch and they got to 5K a month, 10K a month, etc. So check that out down in the description and the pinned comment below.
So there it is, the complete system. Niche 2.0 selection, you are the niche, the icon method, find proven viral ideas, the Holy Trifecta, thumbnail, title, and intros that actually get clicks, script writing and content creation, and the cash code system to monetize strategically beyond AdSense. This system built my channel to over 1 million subscribers and makes me multiple 6 figures every month. And it's not about going viral once, it's about building a sustainable system that consistently generates views and revenue. And look, if you're serious about actually implementing this system and you want my personal help, I've opened up a few spots on my calendar this week. And I'll personally review your channel, figure out what your goal is, figure out a plan to get you from where you are now to your goal, and see if we're a good fit to work together or not. Now, this is not for tire kickers or people who might take action. This is for serious entrepreneurs who want to build a real business around YouTube. So if that's you, click the link in the description to book a call with me or my team. Now, before you go, you need to understand that if you try to do YouTube on your own, it can be fruitful, but it'll probably take a massive amount of time. Just as an example, Seth had uploaded on YouTube for 8 years and had never gotten a single viral video. Within a month of working with us, he got 2 viral videos, one with over 100,000 views and one with 300,000 views. And you can check out his story by clicking right here.